Jai Gurudev everyone. Every year with the movements of sun and moon, we get 12 different Purnimas. And basis in which nakshatra moon is transiting on a Purnima, the name of the month is decided. So when moon transits through Shravan nakshatra is called as the king of all nakshatras, the topmost nakshatra. When moon travels through Shravan nakshatra and also forms a Purnima, this is the month we call Shravan. So Shravan month is considered as one of the most auspicious months amongst all the 12 months of the year. However, there is another belief that before Shravan begins, on Devshayini Ekadashi, Lord Vishnu, the sustainer, the maintainer of this entire cosmos, the entire creation, he goes to sleep. So immediately after Lord Vishnu goes for a sleep, the responsibility has been given to 11 Rudras, Lord Shiva or 11 Rudras. That's how this particular month, the worship of Rudras or Lord Shiva is considered extremely auspicious. There are a lot of festivities, lot of pujas which are organized during Shravan month across the country. In fact, across the world, if I'm not wrong. Mostly all these astrological calculations are done and certain things are recommended basis the tropical region. Around Shravan month, monsoon season also begin. And this is the time when everywhere it rains, especially in the tropical regions. And this is also a time, especially for the farmers, they have absolutely nothing to do because anyways it is raining, the seeds are already sown. Because it is raining, a lot of people cannot go out and do their work. That's how different festivities or different pujas are prescribed to be done in this month. This is one of the social reasons why we have so many celebrations, pujas, vratas, upavasas, fasting during Shravan month. However, there is one Puranic reason also. In Puranas it is mentioned, it is around this month, the churning of the ocean happened, Samudra Manthan happened. So, if you know the story, all the precious things from all three lokas got disappeared because of a curse from Rishi Durvasa to Lord Indra. Now all devatas were worried. In fact, goddess Lakshmi disappeared, the crescent moon from the head of the Shiva disappeared, all precious things. So devatas were worried how to get them back. And they went to Brahmadev, they went to Lord Shiva, they went to Lord Vishnu, and together they suggested you must churn the ocean and get these precious things back. But churning of the ocean is not so easy. It is not a small pot we are churning. This is the ocean. So the strength of the devatas was not enough. So Lord Shiva suggested, why don't you take help of asuras? Devatas were reluctant. But somehow they had no choice. They had to invite asuras to help them in this churning of the ocean. Now understand this symbolism. On one end, there are suras. Devatas are also called suras. On the other end, they are asuras. Now if you actually understand the Sanskrit meaning of this word, sura and asura, sura means to be in rhythm. Asura means somebody who is out of rhythm. So all those energies who are in the rhythm with the universal frequency, they are called suras or devatas. All those energies which are out of rhythm of universal frequencies, they are called asuras. So there is a churning, there is a tug of war happening between suras and asuras, and that's how the churning of the ocean happened. There are a lot of detailings in the story, but to cut it short, the churning started to happen. On one side there were suras, other side there were asuras, and all the precious things were coming out. However, in the end comes the halahal vish, the most deadly poison. This poison started to contaminate the environment and everybody was dying. Everybody was burning. Nobody could really handle the fierceness of this poison. So all went to Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva, during the Shravan Mass, drank the entire poison. But important thing, when Lord Shiva drank it, he did not ingest it. He held it in its throat. Now understand the symbolism behind this story. Our consciousness is like an ocean. it has Sura energy also, it has Asura energy, which means we have some attributes, some patterns which are in sync with nature, some attributes and some patterns which are not in sync with nature. Suras and Asuras, they're all within us, within our consciousness. And there is a tug of war happening between these two. Sometimes Sura pull you towards their side, sometimes Asuras pull us to their side. And with this churning, a lot of poison comes out, a lot of detoxification happens. Suras also represent order, dharma. Asuras also represent chaos. So there is a churning happening because of, on the two ends, on one end there is order, on the other end there is chaos. So because of the order and the chaos coming together, there is a churning happening, and there is a lot of poison that is coming out. This we have seen in our day-to-day life, right? When you want to do something good, something great, you'll see when you try to become very orderly, nature introduces some chaos. When you are very chaotic, nature introduces some order. And because of this churning between the order and the chaos, you feel a lot of turmoil initially. But towards the end comes the elixir of immortality, Amrita. And how to handle this poison? You cannot keep it out, you cannot let it out, because it will impact everyone else around. You cannot ingest it, because if you do that, it will spoil your health, your mental health, physical health. So what do you have to do? You have to hold it in your throat. That's what Lord Shiva's message was. So during Shravan Maas, Lord Shiva held this poison in his throat, and because of this, some burning sensation started to happen. And to pacify this burning sensation, people started to offer milk and water to Lord Shiva. So this was the Puranic significance of offering milk and water to Lord Shiva during Shravan Maas. See, during Shravan Maas, it is the monsoon season, and Ayurveda suggests this is the time when there is a lot of Vata in our body. This is also the time, because it is monsoon season, a lot of small insects, poisonous insects, they come out of their burrows or their holes, and they start to live on the ground. Now, because these poisonous insects and reptiles, they are moving on the ground, they are poisoning a lot of things, grass as well as a lot of green things. That's how, remember, in Shravan Maas, it is recommended that you should not eat green vegetables also. And you should not have any milk product. Try and avoid having milk products during Shravan Maas. The reason being, cows are fed on these green things, and all those bacteria, harmful bacteria, go inside the cow, and the milk of cow during Shravan Maas is not suitable for human ingestion. So certainly when this cow milk is not fit for human ingestion, we certainly would not want to give it to some poor people and make this person sick. It's better not to give them, better not to buy milk at all if you don't want to offer it to Lord Shiva. But in ancient days, of course, every household would have cows and they would get a lot of milk. What to do? They cannot ingest it. So they started offering it to Lord Shiva. This is also very scientific. Understand this, how our ancient people have brought things together and given it to us in the form of stories and fables. However, in the course of time, we forgot the scientific reason behind it, or we didn't try to analyze the scientific reason behind it, and this turned into a more of an orthodoxial practice. If we actually look at the shape of a Shiva Linga, in fact, most of the Shiva temples are, if you Google about it, if you try to figure it out, you'll understand that most of the Shiva temples are placed at highly radioactive areas. The shape of Shiva Linga is such that it absorbs all the radioactivity, all the negativity around it in the given area. So this is constantly happening throughout the year. This is something which has been symbolized as Shiva drinking poison. During the Shravan Maas, this is 1 month, we offer a lot of milk and water, especially to all Shiva Lingas, for its well maintenance. And anyways, we have excess of milk. If you don't want to buy it, fantastic, at least do not ingest it or do not give it to somebody else. But if at all you want to help your milkman or the Goshala near your place, buy the milk, continue to buy milk and offer it to Lord Shiva. There is no harm in it. But if you are feeding poor in Shravan Maas with milk, you are making him even more sick. Please do not do that. If you want to help, feed him with proper food. So what needs to be done during Shravan Maas? Of course, the tradition says there are two kinds of fasting. Fasting is again very important because during this season our immunity system becomes a little weak. Our digestion becomes low. That's how fasting either on Monday, every Monday of Shravan Maas, or on Tuesday, because Tuesday also it is Mangala Gauri of Shravan Maas, is highly recommended. Usually people eat a lot on Sundays, so Monday or Tuesday they should fast. And in addition to it, because this entire month Rudras are responsible to sustain this universe. Now understand, Rudras are 11 important energies which are sustaining our body and our universe also. Anyways, they're more like 11 kinds of winds within our body and around us, sustaining everything. Within our body, we already know 5 kinds of pranas: prana, apana, udana, samana and vyana. There are also 5 upapranas, sub-pranas, and there is one mahaprana, the great prana, which is responsible to liberate us. So whether it is material success, physical well-being or spiritual growth, Rudras will always help. And this month is specially dedicated to all Rudras. So it is highly advised during this month to participate, to attend or to organize Rudra Pujas. In Rudra Pujas also, if you actually understand this, there are 2 important parts, Namakam and Chamakam. In Namakam there are 11 Anuvaks, one dedicated for each Rudra. And in Chamakam also there are 11 Anuvak, one dedicated to each Rudra. And in fact, Adi Shankaracharya has also mentioned. Somebody asked Adi Shankaracharya, what is that one thing which can give us material well-being, good health, as well as spiritual liberation? Bhagavad Pad mentioned it is listening to or participating in Rudram. So this is how wonderful the Rudram chanting itself is, and it is highly recommended that one should participate in Rudra Pujas or listen to Rudram chanting on day-to-day basis. So I hope it helped, friends. Thanks a lot for listening. Jai Gurudev.